Chosen one, your door shook tonight. Not in your imagination, not because you are paranoid, because heaven is ending the delay. Your door opens tonight, not later. And I need you to hear this before fear talks you out of it. This message did not find you by accident. It found you at the exact second your spirit needed confirmation. You have been carrying more than you were meant to carry. You have been running a race that feels endless, praying, fasting, believing, waiting, and still feeling stuck in the same place. So you started asking the questions you never say out loud. Why am I still here? Why do I feel like I am fighting battles no one else can see? Why am I exhausted, drained, barely holding on? Listen to me. You are not lazy. You are tired, and there is a difference. Lazy people do not wake up with purpose in their chest and pain in their bones. That shaking on the door was not a threat. It was a signal. It was heaven saying, stay in position. Because what felt like delay was actually divine preparation. Revelation 3-8. If you can stay with me until the end, you will understand why it had to happen tonight. And you will know exactly what to do when the door opens. Chosen one, I know what this season feels like. It feels like you are doing everything right, and still nothing moves. You get up, you try again, you pray again, and the same wall is still there. You have been waiting on answers that should have come months ago. Waiting on one call, one email, one approval, one breakthrough. You check your phone, and it stays silent. You look at the door in front of you, and it feels locked. And the worst part is not the waiting. It is the invisible pressure that comes with it. The heaviness in your chest when you try to rest. The sudden wave of doubt when you are finally quiet. Because the chosen ones do not just carry responsibilities. You carry purpose. You carry calling. You carry a destiny that makes the enemy pay attention. This is spiritual warfare. Not spooky, not dramatic for no reason. It is the resistance that shows up when heaven is about to give you access. Because if the enemy can exhaust you, he can convince you to quit at the door. You have been tested in private, in the bills that keep coming while the provision seems delayed, in the family conversations where they do not understand your pace, in the nights where you stare at the ceiling and wonder if God forgot your name. But hear me, you are not weak, you are weary. And weariness is not the same thing as failure. Isaiah 40-29. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. That is why your door shook tonight. Because God is not only ending the delay, He is restoring your strength to walk through what opens. The delay was not a denial. It was God keeping you from stepping into something too early and bleeding in the wrong season. And yes, it hurts. Because you did not just lose time, you lost confidence. You started second-guessing what you knew. God spoke to you. That is exactly how warfare works. It attacks your mind when your body is tired. Galatians 6:9. At the proper time, we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. So let this be your reset. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. And the door that was locked by delay is about to open by design. Before we go deeper, let me honor you. To everyone who has been supporting this assignment through super thanks, through the pinned link, and through membership. Thank you. You are not just giving. You are planting a seed into a door God is opening. Now, do this with me as an act of agreement. Hit the like button, not as a click, but as a yes in the spirit. Subscribe so you stay connected to this covering. We are building toward 1,000 subscribers, and your place matters. And in the comments, type 99 and write, "My door opens tonight, not later." That comment is more than words. It is a signal. It amplifies this message to the remnant who have been fighting in silence, and it locks your faith into motion. If God puts it on your heart to give, use the pinned link. No seed is too small when it is planted with obedience. It helps us keep releasing these words. and it connects you as a co-laborer in the assignment. And if you want to go deeper, join the membership. It is not a fee, it is access. A place for those who are serious about staying aligned, staying prayed up, and walking through the doors God opens. Now let me tell you why the enemy has been so loud in your mind, right when God has been so quiet with your timeline. Because the enemy does not fight you in the middle of your breakthrough. He fights you at the door. He fights you at the threshold, the moment before access. This is how the trap works. He cannot stop what God ordained. So he tries to wear you out until you stop yourself. He whispers, maybe you heard God wrong. Maybe you are not anointed. Maybe you are too late. But delay is not denial. Pressure is not defeat. Silence is not absence. Sometimes God is quiet because he is working behind the door. The enemy studies your patterns. He watches when you get tired. He waits for the late-night moments when your body is weak and your mind starts to spiral. Then he sends a suggestion that feels like your own voice. Be sober-minded and watchful. Your adversary, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. 1 Peter 5-8. Chosen one, notice the strategy. He does not start with a big lie. He starts with a small drain. A little disappointment, a little delay, a little silence, until you begin to question your own calling. And that is why the door shook tonight. Because heaven is exposing the pattern. God is showing you what is spiritual, so you stop treating it like it is just mood. This is not just stress, it is resistance. Think about Joseph. God gave him a dream, but the first doors that opened were not palace doors. It was a pit door, then a slavery door, then a prison door. And every time it looked like God was late, God was actually building him. Joseph did not get to the palace by shortcuts. He got there by integrity, by restraint, by staying clean in a dirty environment. The delay was not God forgetting, it was God forming. Then one day, suddenly, the prison door opened, not because Joseph begged people, but because the timing of heaven arrived. What was closed for years opened in a moment. That is a word for you. Your door is not opening because you pushed harder. It is opening because you stayed faithful long enough for the season to shift. And the enemy hates faithful people because faithful people do not quit. Now think about David. He was anointed, then hunted. He was chosen, then chased. He had a promise on his life, but he still lived in caves. That is where many of you are right now. You have oil on you, but you do not feel celebrated. You feel hidden. You feel delayed. But the cave was not rejection. The cave was training. God was teaching David how to lead without applause, how to worship without comfort, how to trust without proof. Chosen one. The delay was not punishing you. It was protecting you, because if God opened the door too early, you would walk into your next season with the wrong people, the wrong mindset, and an unhealed wound. Now, let me give you something practical. There are signs that a door is about to open, not because you are guessing, but because warfare changes when the enemy senses the hinge is turning. First sign, the pressure spikes at night. Not all the time, but suddenly. Your mind becomes a courtroom. You replay every failure, every rejection, every delay, and you feel accused. Second sign, you start feeling a strange calm after chaos. Nothing has changed on the outside yet, but inside, the panic lifts for a moment. That is clearance. That is heaven making room. Third sign, the shaking. A small signal, a strange interruption, a conversation that hits different. A door does not always open with fireworks. Sometimes it opens with a quiet click. For a great door for effective work has opened to me, and there are many adversaries. 1 Corinthians 16-9. Do you see it? Open door and adversaries in the same sentence. That means resistance is not proof you are wrong. It can be proof you are close. Now let us talk about the silence. You have been praying and it feels like nothing is happening. But silence does not mean God stopped listening. Sometimes it means God stopped negotiating. He is not arguing with what he already decided. He is not explaining every step. He is preparing the room behind the door. Esther did not step into her moment by accident. There was preparation, there was timing, there was favor, and there was a door only she could walk through. And when she walked through it, she did not just change her life. She changed the outcome of a people. Peter failed in public. He denied Jesus, and shame tried to lock him out forever. But after the resurrection, Jesus restored him, and Peter became a pillar. That is what God does. He does not just reopen doors. He redeems the person who thought they lost their right to enter. So hear this clearly, chosen one. What you call delay, God calls development. What you call silence, God calls strategy. What you call shaking, heaven calls movement. The enemy wants you to misread the moment. He wants you to think the shaking means danger, so you retreat. But the shaking is not to make you run. It is to make you rise. Because your door opens tonight, not later. And the only way you miss it is if you listen to the wrong voice at the threshold. So stay with me, because now I am going to show you what it looks like when heaven ends a delay and what happens on the other side of that door. Chosen one, this is the moment the story turns. Not next week. Not when everyone finally approves of you. Tonight, your door shook because heaven is shifting your season. What felt like a never-ending delay is being cut off at the root. The waiting is not being extended. It is being ended. And when heaven ends a delay, it does not do it quietly. It starts with a sign, a shaking, a subtle movement in the atmosphere that your spirit recognizes before your eyes can explain it. Your door opens tonight, not later. That means the same week you felt like giving up is the week God gives you access. The same month you thought you were falling behind is the month He accelerates what was stalled. This is how God restores. He does not just bring you back. He brings you forward. Some of you are about to step into a new room. Not only a new opportunity, but a new identity. Because a door is not just an entrance. A door is a boundary. And you are crossing a boundary tonight. You are crossing from survival into stability. From confusion into clarity. From pushing in circles into walking in alignment. From being overlooked into being positioned. You are going to notice it in practical ways first. A call that comes sooner than expected. A message that answers a question you have been carrying for years. A sudden yes where you kept getting delayed responses. A decision made in your favor that you did not even have the strength to chase anymore. And here is the part that will shock you. It will not feel like you forced it. It will feel like it was waiting on you to be ready to receive it. Because the delay was doing something. It was draining the wrong attachments out of you. It was exposing the counterfeit doors you kept trying to open with your own hands. It was teaching you what peace feels like, so you stop confusing chaos with progress. Chosen one, you are about to see a separation. Not because you hate people, but because you are entering a room that cannot hold the same old weight. Some friendships will not fit through the door. Some habits will not fit through the door. Some conversations will not fit through the door. And that is not loss. That is upgrade. God is not just opening a door for your comfort. He is opening a door for your assignment. And the assignment is bigger than you. You have been thinking your battle was personal, but heaven is saying your battle was positional. The enemy fought you because of the influence you carry, because of the people you will unlock when you finally walk through. You are part of a remnant. A quiet group God has been refining in private. Not famous yet, not celebrated yet, but marked. You were forged in delay for a reason. Because leaders who are born in easy seasons collapse under pressure. But leaders who are built in hidden seasons learn how to stand when the wind hits. So, yes, the door is opening for you. But it is also opening for everyone connected to your obedience. your children, your future family, your community, the people who will hear your testimony and finally believe God can do it for them too. I see relocation for some of you, not random moving, alignment moving, God repositioning you into a land that matches your spirit and your assignment. The old environment has been starving you, and the new environment is going to strengthen you. You will know it because your peace will increase, your clarity will sharpen, your creativity will come back online. The heaviness that has been sitting in your room will lift, and you will breathe like someone who survived something. I see leadership rising in you. Not loud leadership, stable leadership, the kind that does not need approval to be effective, the kind that serves with authority and speaks with weight. The door that opens tonight will not just change your schedule, it will change your voice. It will change your posture. It will change how you walk into a room. Some of you are about to receive financial breakthrough, not a lottery fantasy, a structured release, a new stream, a contract, a client, a promotion, a business idea that finally turns into income. And hear me, provision is not only money, provision is also connections. It is timing, it is favor, it is the right person calling you when you are no longer begging for help. For God is not unjust, He will not forget your work and the love you have shown Him. Hebrews 6:10. That means heaven has receipts. Every tear you cried in secret, every time you kept going with a shaking voice, every time you did the right thing when it cost you, heaven recorded it. Now the record is turning into reward. The waiting is turning into witness. The delay is turning into testimony. And I need you to lift your eyes beyond your own life for a moment, because what God is doing in you is part of something wider. There is a global shaking happening right now. People are waking up. Systems are shifting. What used to be stable is being questioned. And in the middle of that noise, God is raising voices that carry peace. That is you. Not because you are perfect, but because you have been through enough to be real. You have been through enough to speak to the weary without judging them. You have been through enough to recognize warfare without becoming fearful. God is raising a people who do not panic in storms. They build in storms. They pray in storms. They lead in storms. So when your door opens tonight, understand what it means. It is not just a blessing. It is a baton. You are stepping into your final form, not a fake version of you that performs for attention. The real you, the refined you, the disciplined you, the you that no longer needs validation from the same people who doubted you. You are going to stop apologizing for your calling. You are going to stop shrinking to keep others comfortable. You are going to stop delaying your own obedience because of fear, because heaven ended the delay. And when heaven ends something, it stays ended. I will restore to you the years that were eaten. Joel 2:25. That is not only a promise of replacement, that is a promise of redemption. Time redeemed, strength redeemed, joy redeemed, opportunities redeemed. Some of you will look back in a few months and barely recognize the version of you that was begging for a sign. Because the sign came, the door shook, and you finally moved. Tonight, you step into a new era, and in that era, you do not chase what God already released. You walk in it. You do not fear the future. You steward it. You do not fold under pressure. You rise with purpose. So do not treat this like just another video. This is a threshold moment. This is a hinge in your timeline. And the next thing you do matters, because the door is opening. Chosen one, now we move. The door shook tonight, and you are not allowed to treat that as poetry. That was a signal. That was heaven telling you the delay is over. So here is the activation. Stand up in your spirit. Sit up in your mind. Put both feet back under your faith. Because the miracle is waiting on the movement you have been avoiding. Not the movement you plan to do someday. The movement you know you should do tonight. The message you keep rewriting but never sending. The step you keep postponing because you are afraid it will not work. Your door opens tonight, not later. That means you stop negotiating with fear. You stop asking for 10 more signs. You stop delaying your obedience. Now listen carefully. There are 2 doors in this moment. One is the door God is opening. The other is the door you must close. Close the door of distraction. Close the door of comparison. Close the door of returning to what God already delivered you from. Close the door of scrolling until you feel numb. Then turn toward the door that is opening. The door of clarity. The door of favor. The door of assignment. The door of a new season. Do not wait to feel ready. Move while you are tired. Move while your hands are shaking. Move while your voice is still rebuilding. Because this is how you win warfare. You do not win by thinking harder. You win by obeying faster. You win by staying in position when the pressure tries to push you out. Let me give you a simple pattern for tonight. 3 steps, 3 doors. First, clean your room. Yes, your room. Do not ignore that. The atmosphere you live in affects the faith you carry. Remove what does not belong in your next season. Trash, clutter, objects that remind you of old pain. Open a window if you can, and let your body breathe. Second, write it down, not a long essay. 1 page. Write the vision for the door you are walking through. What is the door? What is the assignment? What is the next step? What will obedience look like in the next 7 days? Habakkuk 2. Write the vision and make it plain. Third, take 1 real action, not a spiritual excuse, a real action. Send the email, submit the application, make the call, create the account, finish the draft, cancel the appointment that keeps stealing your future. Set the boundary you keep avoiding. Chosen one, do not pray for open doors and then refuse to touch the handle. Faith touches. Faith moves. Faith steps. Now, I want you to speak out loud, not in your head, out loud. Say, my door opens tonight, not later. Say, I will not delay my obedience. Say, I will not retreat at the threshold, because your words are not decoration. Your words are weapons. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. And tonight, you will use your tongue to build, not to bleed. Proverbs 18:21. Now I am going to give you declarations. Read them with me. Do not rush. Let each line land. I break every demonic delay over my life. I cancel the lie that I am behind. I reject the voice that tells me to quit at the door. I renounce fatigue as a decision maker. I receive fresh strength for this new season. I declare the door God ordained is opening. I declare the counterfeit doors are closing. I declare my mind is clearing. I declare my sleep is returning. I declare my peace is protected. I declare that what was stuck is moving. I declare that what was silent is speaking. I declare that what was withheld is releasing. I declare that what was stolen is being restored. Isaiah 40:31. Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. Now, chosen one, breathe. Put your hand over your chest for a moment. Let your nervous system come back under the authority of peace. You are not spiraling tonight. You are aligning. Now we pray. Father, in the name of Jesus, I lift up every chosen one under the sound of my voice. You saw the door shake. You saw the nights they cried in silence. You saw the battles nobody clapped for. Lord, I ask you to end every delay that was permitted for preparation. Let the season turn. Let the hinge move. Let the lock release. Release strength to the weary. Release clarity to the confused. Release courage to the one who has been stuck in fear. Let the heavy atmosphere lift from their room tonight. Let hope return like breath. Lord, open the right door. Not just any door. The door that carries assignment. The door that leads to peace. The door that produces fruit. Revelation 3-8. See, I have set before you an open door, and no one can shut it. Father, shut every door that drains them. Shut every door of manipulation. Shut every door of relapse. Shut every door of delay disguised as wisdom. I speak against exhaustion that has been sitting on their shoulders. I speak against the spirit of accusation. I speak against the voice that says they are not enough. I silence that voice now, and I release restoration. Restore their confidence. Restore their joy. Restore their focus. Restore their time. Joel 2:25. I will restore to you the years that were eaten. Let tonight be the beginning of redeemed time. Let what took years to build in the dark be revealed in the light. Let doors open with favor that cannot be explained. Let connections form that could only be orchestrated by heaven. Now, chosen one, receive this. You do not have to chase what God releases. You have to steward it. So I speak wisdom over you. When the door opens, walk through clean. Walk through humble. Walk through ready. Do not carry old bitterness into a new room. Do not carry old fear into a new era. And do not go alone. Stay connected. Stay covered. Stay consistent. If you have not done it yet, lock in your agreement. Like the video as your yes. Subscribe so you do not miss the next instruction. We are moving toward 1,000, and your presence matters. And comment 99 with the words, "My door opens tonight, not later." Then do one thing after this video. One action, one step, one handle turned. Because heaven ended the delay. And when heaven ends something, you do not resurrect it with hesitation. You do not negotiate with it. You move. Chosen one. Remember how this started. Your door shook tonight. That was not fear. That was release. Now walk through it. Tonight, not later.